Morning,
Good morning.
roll call.
Member Seals? Member Sales?
Present.
Member Osborne has requested an excuse. Member,
Present.
hold on, no, we're just getting feedback.
Roll call.
Member Seals?
Present.
Member Osborne has requested an excuse. Member Rogal Miller?
Present.
Member Massey has requested an excuse. Member Haley?
Present.
Member Clementi? Vice Chair?
Yes.
Vice Chair Hayden? Let's see if Harrison. We can go on to the next item.
We have a motion to approve this agenda.
I'll make the motion. I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Motion to approve our December 8th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Support.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Commissioner Clemente.
Support.
Oh. Member Seals.
Member Seals, okay, thank you.
Any abstentions? Report from the chair. It's no report from the chair, the record. Is there any unfinished business?
There's none.
No? New business.
We have number one, review of the 2025 year report by the Detroit Institute of Arts.
Sure.
Good morning. So this is, well, first, it's nice to see everyone today. This is the first meeting of the 2026 calendar year as far as service agreement reporting goes. So this is the first, first meeting of our service agreement reporting. So this is the 2025 year-end review. I'm just going to go through a quick PowerPoint with sort of highlights from the previous year. And also in your folders, you'll find sort of a longer form report with a lot of detail. I'm just going to kind of hit it at a high level. And then I'm happy to take questions kind of along the way and also give a little context to our work in 2026 as we go through this. So Octavia, I don't know if you can bring the PowerPoint out. We'll have it online, but I've also included a copy of it in your folders, so you're welcome to follow along with it either place. And I do have a video embedded this year in this report, so hopefully we'll be able to get that up on the screens too. we can go ahead and just get started with the paper copies, and as it comes up online, we'll get that caught up too. So I always begin our presentation with this standard slide. Just for reference, this is the outline of the service agreement. So it basically falls into these four categories of free admission, the school program, the senior program, senior group program, and community partnership program. So we're going to walk through the information in that order. So beginning with free general admission, we've had a goal every year to increase folks from Wayne County coming and using their free general admission. So we were very pleased at the end of the year to see that we did increase almost 6%. So we had 111,507 Wayne County residents come, and that is just coming to the desk, coming into the museum for general admission. So that number wouldn't include the students, it wouldn't include teacher PD or senior groups. It's just people coming on their own to come to the museum. So just so you can see where the information is. So it's right on the first page of the report, and it was 111,507. So that's up 5.7% from 2024. And of course, we continue to think of different ways to spread the word and try to entice people to come to the museum and use their free admission. I think this group should be familiar with this piece. This piece we mail out now twice a year, but there is always a big section right here that is just about millage benefit. So in this, it's a lot about programming, special things to do at the museum. But this first page just, is the thing where we really make sure people know, like, this is part of your service agreement benefit. And we do tell people, anyone who's going through this, to make sure they check on the website before they come to a program or to look for more programming. As we know, when we do a print piece, about a week after it goes out, something can change. So always tell people, check at dia.org. So we've been doing a lot of things to try to make sure people know about their free general admission. We're always happy to take any suggestions, but we will be looking to increase visitation again next year. The school program. So the school program is primarily the K through 12 free field trips to the museum. We had 23,587 K through 12 students come to the museum and on the free field trip program. And that's a group program. And of course, we provide transportation for any school group that would like that. If the school group needs to use their own transportation, then we'll reimburse that cost for their buses. So we're pretty easily able to make our spending targets in the school program because we bring so many students in. Last year, or in 2025, we brought our count of students went down a little bit. There were a lot of factors in play last year, primarily the weather, a lot of cancellations. And once that capacity is gone, it's, there isn't any making up for it. So we're really, looking at that. But, that's been a factor. And actually, in 2024, it was as well, not to the same extent it was in 25. We're seeing that in 26, but we're really looking at that, and we'll, work to make sure that we hit that 26,000 next year. But weather, school cancellations, that's things that aren't necessarily in our control. And then we also have part of the school program is teacher professional development. We had, I think, over 800 teachers in Wayne County take advantage of that this year. And as you can see in the longer form report, there's all kinds of things that our educators can take advantage of, or they can contact our teaching team about doing teacher PD that is specific to a school or a district. We're happy to create something that, meets specific needs of a district or school. But there are plenty of opportunities to come to the big ones like Refresh, Restore, Revitalize. We usually have workshops around all of our special exhibitions, and then our standard visual thinking strategies, the kinds of things that we do with our gallery teachers. We teach educators how to do that in their classroom as well. And then phase 2 of the in-school pilot program served about 2,300 students this year. And, we continue to work and refine that program and think about how we might roll that out more broadly in the coming years. Yeah.
For the chair, what schools were in that pilot program?
So it's in here. I don't have them
Okay,
off
okay.
the top of my head.
Looking,
I think Gibraltar was one. It's hard for me to, it's in here.
okay. I was looking for it, I just didn't see it.
Yes. So Gibraltar School District, and there are a couple schools, 3 schools, Lincoln Park, River Rouge, Van Buren. And then, of course, we always serve some non-district community organizations to keep our teachers in this program working throughout the summer,
Okay, so that's on page 9.
9 and 10.
Okay, thank you.
So that is kind of a summary on the school program for 2025. Our senior group program did quite well this year. Of course, that is group trips to the museum, either guided or unguided, and then our Melodies at the Museum program. Free bus transportation is included for groups of 25 or more. And then we also have behind the scene art talks in the community. If there's a group who would like a DA experience, but not necessarily want to come to the museum, then they can request a volunteer to come to their location. And there's a list of every group that came, and there's a list of every group that had a behind the scene art talk. So our commitment for senior group trips is 60. We did 74 last year, and in 2025 we did 82. So we are very much able to meet the milestone of 60 and certainly exceed it. The Melodies program is quite popular and has really helped us meet our numbers on that. And then, of course, go ahead.
Program on page 13, it's mentioned, it doesn't say what age group, is it just for college students or
Yes,
not seniors in high school or anything?
it's a college internship.
Okay.
Yeah. And then moving on to community partnership programs, again, there's a lot of detail in your report. We do have a commitment to spend a certain amount of money on that program, which we have easily met and exceeded that goal this year. Community partnership programs, there's a variety of things that we do to meet that goal and to also get people into the museum through community trips with libraries and recreation centers. And then I'm just going to talk a little bit more about 2 of our sort of premier in community programs. That would be Inside Out. So you'll see the partners that we had in 2025, and then you can see on the right-hand side, these are the partners that we'll be working with in 2026. This program is by application. We are typically able to honor most of the applications that come in, unless it's a community that's applying for like a back-to-back. We really make sure that there are like a couple years in between each time we go to a community. It's not an every year program. So we've been fortunate, that we've been able to increase this program every year. I think in 2025, I think we had 249 reproductions from the collection across the 3 counties. I think we're going to be at 260 this year. And as you can see, there's a lot of locations. We're planning something we haven't done before. We're planning like a media kickoff. I think we're going to do it on the Southwest Greenway, just a way to try to tag onto a little event, get a little excitement around it, maybe get some of the TV stations to come out, and then we'll be able to say, like, look at it here. This is where it is everywhere. So we're working on putting that together for this year. And then a little bit about our mural program. I put in the slide deck 3 slides that just show the final murals that we did in 2025. So you can see here on the screen, this is the one that we did in Trenton. Next slide. This is City of Wayne. And then the last one, next one, is in the city of Dearborn. We do 3 a year. And this, again, is a program that's available by application. These are past murals. This year, we're working on murals in, I'm looking, sorry, Grosse Ile, Livonia. Hang on a second. Did it take me a minute? Allen Park. Grosse Ile, Livonia, Allen Park. So we're well on our way to those. Actually, all of the artists have been selected. We did an orientation in January with all of our partners in public art mural communities. And it's really helped us by kind of treating them as a group, help them see that they're part of this bigger program and cohort of communities. But it's also helped us kind of like kick it off faster. I know in a previous Art Authority meeting, we had talked about wanting to, and this is a desire of the DIA, to get more of these completed in the summer months. What happens is they end up getting completed late in the year, and then we're all in down coats and hats and mittens doing ribbon cutting. So I think we have adjusted the program a little bit to get some of these. I mean, and they'll kind of all trail through at their own pace, but hopefully we'll be seeing some ribbon cuttings in July and August this year. And then I did want to share the next slide, and I'm going to cross my fingers that it's going to work. We do a video.
I have to make sure that I'm ready to work out essentially
Tony,
every time
we do
I
one
campaign
sort
a
of
mural.
video highlighting their mural
Every day
program.
that I work on a
And
mural,
this year
I'm
we
excited.
did a video on Dearborn. So I don't know. I know Octavia's, let's see if she can get sound.
I have to make sure that I'm ready to work out essentially every time I campaign a mural. Every day that I work on a mural, I'm excited to go, but I'm also progressively more and
know,
more
we had it
tired the
working
closer I
on
get to the
Friday.
finish line. It's an exhausting craft, but I'm also outside and enjoying being in a place and how people interact with
So
it.
we do
It makes
one
it all work.
video in
My
each
name's Ivan
county.
Montoya.
So
I'm
this
a
year we
painter and
did the one
muralist
in
based out of
Dearborn.
Detroit, Michigan.
And it's
I
really
was
a great
playing
way
while
for
I
us
was
to
growing
sort
when
of
I was 5
show
because the
people
automotive
like
industry
what goes
led my
into
family
it
here
and
in
get some of
Detroit
the
and
stories behind
stayed in
it.
Detroit ever
Great for
since.
social media.
I think I've ended up acquiring different tools to make my murals, and the one I'm most proud of as of late is a deck staining brush. It's this like 8-inch deck staining brush with extender attachment. That deck staining brush is like the closest I've gotten to being able to create that sense of painterly strokes or
I will share it
handmade
with
quality
everyone
to it.
after. We
And
should
then
think about, I
rollers,
mean, if there's
applying water,
anywhere in
water
the
down paint,
county,
kind
like
of create washes
that
and
this could
layers.
get
I think
posted,
help me
we'd be
get the
happy to
qualities
share
of
it with
light
you.
that I'd like to
We
try to
use it for
achieve
social
here.
media.
And also, according to the sun,
And
like sunrise, sunset,
they're
that
really
plays
great
into
because they
how I
kind
kind
of
of try to create
show
the
the
sense of lighting,
richness
or kind of
behind what
interact
you
somehow
see,
with the sunlight,
because the end
how it
result is the
hits the wall
mural,
throughout the
but
day.
these videos really help to kind of
I
tell
wanted
the
to
story
create a still
and
life that maybe represents a
how the
little bit of
mural,
every part
like
of
how
Dearborn,
the
but
community
also
input is
history of any
gathered
place
to
where people
inform
come
what
and
you see in the
create
mural. So
a still
sorry
life
that we
of
couldn't get this to
pieces
work for you
with
today,
hands
but I'll make
adorning
sure I share it with
vases, as
you.
well as helping a bird family created nests.
So that's
And
really a
through
summary,
tourism,
kind of a
we
high level
share.
summary of our service agreement
I
work.
wanted to feel like
I know we
a
wanted to
moment
get
within
into
a shared memory.
exhibitions
Maybe
next,
this
which Judith will walk through, but I'm gonna just pause for a minute if we want to, there's any questions before we get into the exhibitions. I'm happy to answer questions.
Through the chair, I was still questioning, we've requested some work be done with the JDF. And where are we? What is the update on that? Because I don't see anything in the program.
Yeah, so I mean, we work with all kinds of groups that aren't school groups. So the JDF, what we worked with is, his name is William. I can't remember what his last name, and I'll let Tony chime in. He may have more information, but with the JDF, what we end up coming to is that their educators were interested in professional development. So when we talk about teacher PD, they've taken part in that on their own. So they came. Did they come to the museum or was it virtual? I can't remember. Yeah, so they came to the museum, spent time with our educators and learned, I'm not sure exactly what the topic was, if it was VTS, but they've been able to take those skills back to their work with the students.
But other than that, nothing directly with this, with the children that are there.
Yeah, we've had conversations with leadership there. I mean, our gallery teachers are not trained to work with that population, trauma and the sort of things that that population has gone through. So that's why we worked with the educators because they're really the people who are trained to work with those students. But if there were, and that was really in conversation with the staff at JDF, that this was the best approach. But I mean, we're happy to talk about other opportunities.
Okay, and who did you talk to over there?
I forget the name of the people, but I could certainly get those to you, the names.
If you could, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all I had.
I'm gonna go through exhibitions.
Good morning, everyone. For exhibitions, starting with our Guests of Honor program. This is where we bring a few works to highlight it in connection with the rest of the collection. So we have Armor as Fashion, which opened in April of 2025. And although it says here April 26, 2026, we're going to extend it for another year. This brings together a painting of a gent in armor with his actual armor. And the painting is in a private collection in Spain, and the armor lives in a museum in France. So we were able to bring them together so that people can examine the armor as well as the portrait of the armor, or the portrait of the man in his armor. And as many of you know, we have armor in our Great Hall. So this is a tremendous opportunity to explore an individual who commissioned armor. And this is also good preparation for an exhibition that we're doing in 2028 called Steel Towns, which is about armor as well. Then running now until this weekend, we have Contemporary Anishinaabe Art, a continuation. This is an exhibition of about 90 artists and their works. This demonstrates the continuity of artistic tradition in Anishinaabe communities. It's a tremendous show. It's been incredibly popular. I hope you'll come down and see it if you haven't already. There are works across all media, painting, baskets, canoes even. There are also photographs, video. So it's a tremendous exhibition. And we will be acquiring works from this exhibition. And then in the fall, we opened a reinstallation of our African American galleries. These have been installed immediately adjacent to the Rivera Court. So it's the African American galleries have been moved to the very center of the museum. The installation runs in date from the 1840s until about 1986. And then when we open our modern and contemporary galleries later this fall, there will be more African American art from about the mid 80s to the present. So student art exhibitions, which are always a great favorite for the community. Later this spring, we'll have the 89th annual Detroit Public Schools Community District Student Art Exhibition. And then later, the following month in the summer, we'll have the 5th annual Wayne County High School Art Exhibition. Both are incredible opportunities to see what young people are making across many different media. Both are exhibitions that bring a lot of excitement to the museum. And then in the fall, we will have our 14th annual Ofrendas celebrating El Dia de Muertos. This is another community exhibition in which artists or artist groups are able to submit proposals for ofrendas to be shown in the museum. It's a juried project, and we partner with the Mexican consulate to bring it to the museum. Last year it was spread out throughout the museum, and this year it will be back in its usual place adjacent to the Rivera Court. And then also opening in the fall, we have a lot going on this fall. The modern and contemporary galleries will reopen. This has been a project many years in the making. The galleries will look completely new floors, new ceilings, and most importantly, especially in the contemporary galleries, new art. There will be about half of the show includes works made after the year 2000. And in the contemporary galleries, every gallery includes a work by an artist from Detroit. The modern galleries also will have an updated presentation incorporating more of the decorative arts than they did previously. And then in the fall also, we'll have a special exhibition, Georgia O'Keeffe Architecture. This exhibition explores her career-long engagement with the built environment, from Barnes in upstate New York to New York City to New Mexico, where she lived the latter part of her life. This is a bit of a departure from what people generally associate with O'Keeffe, which is generally the flower pictures or scenes of the desert. And this is an incredible opportunity to look at an underexplored area of her work. And that's all.
And I do want to know.
Thank you, Judith. I do want to note, the Georgia O'Keeffe exhibition will be a ticketed exhibition. We have not had a ticketed exhibition in many years, but we will be providing a 30% discount to Tri-County residents. So this if you're Tri-County, so if you're out of county, it's $30 for adults, so it's 20 if you're Tri-County. And then our youth in college, instead of 15, it will be 10. We're also working on trying to identify a donor or some support so that we might be able to offer it free for K through 12 students, but that's still in process. You have that right? Yeah.
Has the date for the Wayne County art exhibit been set yet?
I do have the date, and it didn't end up on here. I do have a date, and I will get it for you. Sorry. I was just looking, it's for the JDF, it's William Sander. And he is, I'm not sure of the title, teacher, supervisor, principal or director, some sort of title like that. And I don't have it off the top of my head, but I do know what the exhibition dates are for. I know, I just have to, I'm going to pull up the website, it's there.
And have you guys stopped taking,
Yes.
you've closed it?
Mhm.
The dates are June 18th through June 19th.
Yeah, I think last year we were the 20th to the 20th, which was nice and easy to remember. Thank you for looking that up. We did close the submission portal on the 23rd of March. And I wrote some stats to share. We had 354 submissions, and that's 243 unique users. Last year in 25, we had 287 submissions, so we're definitely up, and 175 unique users. It just closed, so I haven't done like the full analysis of like what schools are returning, what schools, so I'm gonna work on that, but it did just close, so the numbers overall are good, but I do want to dig into like what is the spread.
Sure.
For the 43 this year. Did you say 243?
No, 354 submissions for 2026. Last year, 287 submissions.
No, she's asking about unique users. I believe you said 175.
Yep. Here, I'll walk through this more slowly. So for 2026, we had 354 submissions, and that was 243 unique users. For 2025, we had 287 submissions and 175 unique users.
Can you explain what a unique user is?
So out of 354 submissions of pieces of art, they were submitted by 243 students. So like a student could submit more than one piece. So that concludes the report. And like I said, in your folder is a lot of detail in this narrative report, a little bit more than I went over. I also included the flyer for the Melodies of the Museum program for the year, and this goes all the way through December. And the last thing included in the folder is, I believe, Octavia, I think you put that as another agenda item. So, and I referred to this throughout my presentation. What you have here is the draft report for the Plant Moran review of our service agreement activity. When I was going through the report, I talked about the spending targets, and you can see overall our total spending exceeded our commitment by 322,552. The reason why we exceed that is we, of course, in the school program and the senior program, same with Inside Out, we are dialing our work into meeting the demand rather than dialing it into keeping it close to the service agreement target for spending. Like the interest is what the interest is, and we're happy to satisfy that interest. So the only additional piece of business that I just want to make sure we take care of today, this report that you have in front of you from Plant Moran is their draft report. In order for them to finalize that, I do need a signature on the management representation letter. So I did bring that today for Chair Haddon to sign.
Thank you. Thank you both. I know the city is doing a lot of our budget, and we have a robust hearing tonight down at the KMAC building. Just for some of us, and I'm fairly new to this, the allocated amount through our service agreement for 10 years is how much for the DIA from the county?
So that's a millage, so it's 0.02 mils.
Right. But total of that, how much has been collected and given to the DIA from that millage?
So I'm not going to have figures with me today, but I'm happy to get that for you. So I just want to make sure I understand the question. You're asking how much the DIA has received in millage funds from Wayne County for what period of time?
The last 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
Okay. I can get that for you. I don't have that figure with me.
You want to know the question? Is your question, how much does the program get of the village? The money goes to the GIA, but the DIA then funds these programs.
No, no, I know the millage allocates a certain amount of money to the DIA from the millage. The programming and the total amount, so we can know how much is going for programming as well. So,
The millage is to support the operations of the museum, which is normally covers the millage around 65% of our operating costs every year. So with that funds, we are able to provide the services that are in the service agreement. The other 35% that is not provided by the millage, it is earned income and fundraising annual fund that we do.
so that total amount is how much?
65%, around 65% of our operating budget every year.
What is the operating budget?
It's around 44, sorry,
44 million?
Yeah. Last year.
So we're about 26 million.
For 3 counties.
Of course. Yeah. So from Wayne County, and I did some research on just, research, but just so we can, and I guess just for clarification, as far as, residents or anyone is concerned, especially for this particular board, to understand where we're targeting, where, as far as where the finances are going and where they will be going, or where they need to go. So Wayne County, we're at about, how much are we getting from the county, from Wayne County?
I mean, I'm happy to get those figures. I just didn't come, I don't have those with me.
Okay.
So I'm happy to get those and send them to the group.
Okay.
But I'd rather get them, put them in writing, submit them to this group than kind of trying to spitball it in my head.
Okay.
Thank you.
Through the chair. I have a question about the transportation. I guess every time I see this, I just ask the same question. For transportation, explain how there's a difference between the amount that the buses charge. Like, my concern is I see things on here for $250 for one day, and I also see $1,400 for one bus ride, but there's nothing in here stating how many students, how many buses. So how do we look at this, as a whole? Why is that? What is the big difference in the busing price?
So there's a few factors that contribute to difference in busing prices. So school buses is what we bring students in on. When we bring our seniors in, they're on charter buses. So if you see a bus subsidy for $1,400, that is a bus for a senior group or for a community group, not a student group. So the other factors are distance, time, like how long they're going to be there. And the other factor for school groups is whether we're booking the bus or we're reimbursing. So the busing varies, but I mean, we look at each one and make sure that it's sort of within a range. If there's an outlier, we check on that. So there are different types of busing for school groups and senior groups, and then the factors of time and distance would be the other things that would affect it.
So I thought about that too, and as I look at it, I'm looking at a middle school in Dearborn that charged $1,400, and then I'm looking at another school that charged $256. And because I don't have data showing how many kids or if there were numerous buses, I'm asking that question. So I would like to know if there was more than one bus.
Yeah.
Or how to assess what's being paid out, because it's just not making, I can't figure that out. I'm looking at it and it's just not making sense.
Yeah, the detail isn't there. I can certainly get that for you. I mean, these are the samples that Plant Moran pulled to test. So when they pulled that $1,400 bus subsidy, if it was for a Dearborn school, then they would have seen all of the backup and validated it that way. Sitting here, I didn't go through each one because this is really Plant Moran's review,
Sure.
and they didn't identify any exceptions. So,
Well, my suggestion is, for our next meeting that you guys, prior to our meeting, you go back to Plant Moran and ask for an explanation on these things because it's just not, it just doesn't have the appearance that it needs to have.
Yeah.
And as the auditors or the whomever they are, it just seems like it should have been, they know that you're presenting this to us and that these questions should be asked and you're paying them.
yeah, I think so. That's a great point, and I think you're right. We can, and I'm certainly happy to do this for each one of these. Put more detail in that description. So if you're looking at $1,400 for a Dearborn school, I'll make sure in that description it helps you understand what $1,400 really is.
Because what I've asked before is how many students? And because we're not getting that information, how many students, I can't say, well, the average bus holds 40 students. So if it was 120 students, then we would automatically know that that was 3 buses. Because we don't have that information and we don't have how many buses, we cannot, I don't know, it just looks incomplete to me.
Mhm.
Is there a reason why we're not using one bus service or maybe 2 bus services?
I'm happy to come back and I'm happy to bring someone who does this work, who can answer more detail about it. We do contract with a couple bus services. I mean, yeah, we do contract with a couple bus services.
And the reason I asked,
And they contract, yeah,
they sub it out or,
yes.
and I guess too, just for clarity and probably for financial purposes, if a bid went out to maybe just 1 or 2, maybe we can get a better cost as far as what we're servicing. And is our seniors going on the same buses as the students? Are they the same school buses our seniors are driving? They're different?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
They have luxury.
Which they should.
Oh.
Which they should.
I mean, and we know the cost of all of this has gone up.
Mhm.
Gasoline prices, getting drivers. I mean, we feel really fortunate to be able to serve the school groups. I mean, there was a time after COVID when it was challenging to get buses. Lot of different reasons. So, and we contract a lot of buses at the DIA. So
I was going to jump in and say that same thing. There's no way that one company can service the amount of students that we bring to the museum. And keep in mind that we're not the only folks who are using those buses. There are other field trips going out. So there's no way that 1 or 2 companies will be able to handle that volume. And that's why you probably see, multiple numbers of companies servicing those field trips.
No, another thing too is, I know, when you're sending stuff, RFPs or bids, when they see the county or the DIA or something, a 0 can go behind something or another comment. And I just want to make sure we're not,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay, since there's no other question, we're going to move to discussion approval of the remaining 2026 meeting dates and such other matters. Before we get into that, we need to have a special meeting, call a date for a special meeting for our election of our officers and for us to dive into more details of our service agreement. Think, and I know I'm a newbie to this committee, I think we're old to actually, for every one of us to understand what we're getting into before we sign off on whatever we need to get into as far as where we're spending other people's money. And even look at our current schedule as far as our Monday meetings. I don't know if Monday has worked for the committee before, but Monday is a very tight day for me personally. I have several meetings downtown with our local elected officials, and I don't know the schedule for everyone else. I would propose to maybe move our meetings to Tuesday, if that works.
Through the chair. So we have committee meetings for the commission on Tuesdays. That would be very difficult for us to move to Tuesdays
And Wednesdays.
and Wednesdays. And then we have full board meetings on Thursdays. So the only thing I could propose is possibly Fridays.
Or is
Or-
an earlier time good for you on Monday? Vice
What-
Chair, or you're just,
And once again, I don't want to, Mondays is very tight. I mean, almost nearly impossible for me. I mean, I'm meeting with a city council member.
historically, the board has met on Mondays
Mhm.
forever at 10 a.m.
Okay. I love rewriting history. So if it has to be to the majority of this committee, not just myself. I mean, if Monday is absolutely the only date we could do, we have to figure something out, but Monday is, because I work 8 days a week. And I don't get paid for any of these days. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the DIAs were available when it's, when it works for the authority.
For you guys.
So, through the chair, vice chair, excuse me. So we only meet, as I said before, every other Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you want to meet on those off weeks that we don't have committee here, I can, we can decide now.
Yes,
One
that's
Tuesday or Thursday.
and the other portion too. I know we're meeting quarterly. And I'm not a person that wants to meet to meet. I think these meeting needs to be more than quarterly because I think it's a lot of information that's happening past, every 3 months. And I think, we need to make sure we're doing our due diligence of maybe extending maybe at least one or two more meetings throughout our fiscal year as far as us meeting, actually making sure we're going through everything we possibly need to go through.
The DIA has a reporting cadence of 3 times a year. So, I mean, if this group, we're happy to attend additional meetings, but our reporting outline is 3 meetings a year.
Anyone else?
I agree that perhaps we need to meet maybe once or twice extra, but definitely a special meeting for the election of officers and to review the service agreement that is to be signed, I believe in June, right? So definitely an extra meeting in between then, so whatever needs to be done.
David, could you look at the calendar?
Checking right now,
Okay.
so for April. Sorry, my computer's lagging. Trying to open. So in April, our committee meetings are on the 21st and the 22nd. So we could definitely meet.
We also have an equalization meeting and full board on Tuesdays in April, the 7th and the 14th, I believe, if I have my calendar correct.
Yes, the 7th is our full board meeting.
Is there an equalization meeting on the 14th in April?
There is.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not in favor of the Tuesdays because Mondays work better for me, but we'll have to figure out something.
Yeah, and whatever works for the majority, I will concede to the majority. I just know Mondays is very tough for me. And I guess, how does,
I'm retired. I can come any day or any evening. So whatever suits the majority of the board is fine with me.
Try to make it work, and then Tuesdays, if it's every other Tuesday.
So we
Please
have,
put your microphone on. We're having a discussion. It should be on record. Thank you.
What I was saying was, Mondays have always been a problem for me, but I just make it work. And if we're looking at possibly every other Tuesday, or Wednesdays, that might be able to work, or Thursdays. Things, I can work things out. I'm flexible, but Mondays are a small problem for me also.
Treasurer?
Turn your microphone on so she can hear you.
I'm going to defer to the majority and work it out. Everything is changing now. Just let's not make this any more serious than it is. Figure out the date and we can change it. It's not like if we set it that we can't change it. Let's set the next meeting and we're not meeting every week. So let's get to the next meeting so that we're able to answer those questions that we have, and we don't have to do the whole year today, do we? I know we'd like to.
yes. We need to
If
set the meeting.
possible.
We need to set,
We do have to set
We have
meeting
to set
dates, through
We
the
can
chair.
set the next meeting, but we don't have to set a meeting for the whole uh year.
and once again, I'm of the, if Monday is completely the only option, that's one thing. I can do any other day beside, I mean, Monday is just crucial. And I want to make sure we're all giving, we're not trying to rush out of here or anything, but Monday is just very tight for me.
We'll take it off Monday off the board then.
But Tuesdays and Wednesdays are tougher for me.
Through the chair, I will do what I need to do. I'm just not in favor of changing it. That's, I have other obligations as a commissioner, and, one of the other weeks, I have things that I've planned, but I will make it work. It's just Mondays or Fridays are better for me. And I'm not sure, we are obligated to set dates right now today, because
Remainder of
we
the
should have done it at the end of the year. There are certain dates that we have to set by law, because we have to have them posted somewhere. So we'll work this out. We're gonna have to look at our calendar. But there is a possibility, sometimes we do have to change things through the commission, and then that means we will have to change, or we'll have two meetings going on at the same time. One meeting we might be downstairs, or we've had to kind of fluctuate. So those are my concerns, and but I'll work, because I appreciate the work we're doing here, and I appreciate the DA, and I think it's a very important part of our landscape that we need this for our people. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I guess that's why we're,
On Monday, whether you have it at 10 a.m. or at 2 p.m., but is any time more convenient on Monday?
No, like Monday is a day I'm scheduled with a lot of meetings down at the KMAC building. That's from 9 o'clock until 4 o'clock. I'm down there. Now, once again, these meetings, I've been postponing those meetings for later times. And it doesn't have to, I mean, if it's one Monday here and another Monday another day for our next meeting, long as we get the meetings, yeah, I'm fine. Commissioner, I can see we can do a Monday, do a Friday, or do a Tuesday. So it doesn't have to be not on a Monday. So Octavia, you want to we can get our whole calendar now. If we need to do the next one on a Monday and rotate a Tuesday or a Friday, we can set the calendar right now.
we can do that.
Okay. First, we need to have a conversation as far as what works best for our special meeting. Let's get that on the books now. So how is April 28th? That's a Tuesday, the last Tuesday of April.
I'm good on
Retirement schedule, huh? Okay. Commissioner?
I'm in a conference in Lansing that day.
Okay, well,
But you know what? Depending on the time that we have it, I can, I can look at some flexibility.
The
What's
28th
a
is
better time?
What's going on here on the 28th, Octavia?
good on the 28th.
We're
There's
good on the
nothing else
28th.
on that day.
Can we do 9?
whatever time you like.
Okay, let's set it for 9.
That's good, ladies.
If everybody else is okay. with that.
Everybody else good?
That's fine. April the 28th at 9 o'clock.
So that'll be for the special meeting.
Yes,
And
Would you like
Well-
the DIA to attend, or is it just amongst the board members? Everyone?
everyone.
Making sure.
So I have it, the special meeting, you're gonna be electing. You have some roles to fill here, and I do want to just say, this is I think you said you want to have a conversation about the service agreement.
Yes.
And I know it has been a while. So just for context, Macomb County has a 10-year agreement, so we won't be talking about a new agreement, any adjustments in Macomb. When we set the 3-year for Oakland and Wayne, the context was just in case there was something that needed to be addressed, like COVID taught us a lesson that like things can happen. So, the DIA, our programs are set for, several years. It takes a long time for us to like hire and train and commit to those employees for the work. So that's why the tradition has been a 10-year agreement. So I just want to put that into context as you start thinking about just approaching, is there a tweak or a small change that needs to be made? That was the spirit in which we did 3-year agreements.
Through the chair, I think that when we started talking about the service agreement last year, we knew that this day would come. And what we were all hoping is that there weren't very many changes because we all put in so much work to get the service agreement done. But because we have so many new board members, I think that it's important that everybody is informed of how it works and what's going on more so than changes. So we're just going to talk about, I think that we should be talking about the service agreement as a whole, what is already written, instead of thinking, oh, you know what, we've decided we want to do 15 murals a year instead of 3 and things like that. But we do need to have a discussion for that. So I don't think that it's going to be, I know it's almost scary because we've had the discussion, that board members could change, employees could change, and that changes everything when we're sitting at this table. So I think it's important that everybody prior to the meeting, you are well informed of what that service agreement is, what it looks like, compare it to the prior service agreement, and just understand how long and hard we've worked. We went past deadlines. We um, moved this table around a couple of times. So I think that's important, but I think that it is definitely a discussion that we need to have just in case, because we are signing something for 10 years. So just for new board members and just in case someone needs clarity, this is what it is. And then hopefully not many changes. I don't have any at this time, but
And through the vice chair, I do want to make mention that there are several board members' terms are expiring in May of this year. So the board members could change.
Yes, and that's and I guess too, far as from other boards I serve, they're board developments because I have the bylaws and the service agreement like it's our Bible when I'm coming in. So however this body decides to elect their next leader, chair, or whoever it might be, I think the institution needs a firm understanding of what's been done, what needs to be done, and how we continue with doing that as far as all of the procedures of this authority. So that I just want to make perfectly clear of that is the intentions of us going forward as far as us reviewing that because programming things of that nature, this authority has entrusted that to the DIA for several years, and there's no reason why we need to reinvent the wheel. Just want to make sure, even God forsaken, if something happens to me, the foundation is in place as far as this relationship to continue and this partnership to continue, progressively.
through the chair and through the clerk, could you just tell us who's coming up?
If-
Because
okay.
those, yeah,
So we have your appointment is due to expire May 22nd of this year. Ms. Rogel Miller, your term is to expire May 16th of this year. And member Massey's term is set to expire May 16th as well of this year. So we have Massey, Rogel Miller, and Clementi, whose term expire this year.
Maybe could you send that in the minutes when you send his, okay. Any other questions?
and then there's two vacant, sorry.
And
Mr.
there's
Chair.
two vacancies.
There's two vacancies. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, so we have our special meeting scheduled for April 28th at 9. Dates for the next meeting.
Anybody have a proposed date or a day for May? And what you guys want to have that meeting?
Go ahead and look at Tuesdays and we'll go from there.
What? Not a Tuesday.
Right? Tuesdays, you said?
Tuesday is good, but it can be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or even Saturday.
Okay.
No,
I-
no,
I-
hold
I-
on, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait.
You don't go too far.
Wait a minute.
I don't know how everyone else feels, but maybe like if we stay consistent with Tuesdays, let's just do that.
Yeah.
If that's,
Set date and set time. That'll
I'm
be great
just,
for the board.
I just didn't want to feel like I'm running roughshod, so I want to be,
You was winning there.
well,
for a
I'm
minute.
telling
No,
you. I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it.
okay. So,
Looking at the calendar, one moment, please.
There's just
If I get reappointed, that is,
It just depends.
what day you guys have Oakland County?
meet on Tuesday, so I just want to make sure.
Which Tuesday you guys have Oakland, so we can try to scratch that.
I'm
I don't know, but
terrible at finding this all on my phone, so I'm just checking every date as the group puts it out.
maybe we could, okay, I don't know, maybe we could do a Wednesday for Wayne County or Thursday, so since sorry. I was saying that since Oakland County meets on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. So if we could look at Wayne County for another day, like would be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. you
and what
know.
about Macomb? It's through. the
Macomb
week,
meets on Tuesday afternoons.
Afternoon.
So
Okay.
unless you want to
Ram
meet, I
everything
knew
up.
that on a Tuesday that works for me, for us too, but it's just that is, we're all, there's gonna be a potential conflict here with the other county, so.
No, that's what we're trying to find.
Yeah,
trying
so
to
because
find-
you're not meeting every week.
Yeah.
If
And
they might
yeah.
meet Tuesday the
Yeah.
second, we might have a meeting Tuesday, so I guess we need to
Okay.
figure out the
So,
date.
so the date of the special meeting, it's just Judith told me we have a meeting with
Oh.
Oakland County.
Okay, then.
I thought I
Sorry.
looked at, sorry.
Sorry.
So
No,
So-
Hard sign.
So Tuesdays,
That was
Tuesday's
the
not-
28th.
we have our first meeting with Oakland
Yeah,
County.
you're right.
What time is that?
Thanks.
At 9 a.m.
9.
But you, is,
What day is?
Let's go to when, what about Wednesdays?
Wait,
Wednesday will work.
Wednesday?
So. we're
The
good.
29th?
So
29th.
April 28th, you guys are not available, Julie.
Okay, is the 29th available here if we decide to move it to a Wednesday?
29th.
Or could you guys do noon on Tuesday?
No,
Or, no, okay, that's no.
that
I
might be a-
could do,
Okay.
I think we could do noon on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I can't do Wednesday at 9. I have,
So
another
April 28th at noon for the special meeting? Is that what we're saying?
Ladies and gentlemen. Commissioner.
I'm sorry, what day and time are you at now?
We're still at the 28th, but we're at noon now.
Okay, remember, I'm in a conference that day, so noon is definitely not gonna work on the 28th.
Okay, let's move it to Wednesday. Let's see Wednesday 29th.
Are you guys available?
I can't do morning. I
On
have a-
Wednesday.
On Wednesday, the 29th. No, I have a commitment that I can't change. 9:30 for Salvador and I.
Noon?
Yes,
Noon on Wednesday? Does that work? No?
it works for
Commissioner?
me.
Yes. So Wednesday, April 29th at noon for the special meeting. Is that what
For
we're?
Wednesday, April the 29th.
Some year we're gonna get it. Yes, at noon.
So we're off the April the 28th at 9.
Yes.
Thanks for checking that.
Wednesday, April the 29th.
We're
And the
gonna go through the whole
29th
calendar.
is at 9.
Yes,
No, the 29th is at noon. Is that correct?
Wednesday, May
29th.
29th at noon for
At
the
noon.
special meeting.
no,
April 29th at noon.
That's what I got.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
okay, so we're good. April 28th at noon.
April 29th.
29.
29th.
Okay. You had the wrong building. Okay, next meeting.
Moving forward
Yeah.
for our regular scheduled meeting.
Yes.
The commission, we're available on the first and the third Tuesdays, if you guys want to have, if Tuesday is the date.
So we're pushing to June.
You guys can meet in May. I mean, it's up to the board.
June 2nd?
So the regular reporting schedule, the next report from the DA would be a half-year review. So we typically do that in early August. So the half year, the end of June, it takes a little time to gather up all the information. So typically that meeting happens in August.
But we do have to sign the service agreement in June, right?
So the service agreement goes through the end of the calendar year. So you could sign it in August, you could sign it in November. November is when we do the program plan for the upcoming year. So you just want to make sure, like, as you're scheduling the meetings, that they are in concert with the cadence of reporting.
I don't know why June was in my head, but
So in June, we'll levy the millage for the upcoming year, or for the half-year meeting. That would be when we typically the authority levies the millage.
sure.
So I think maybe that's what you're thinking, another
I knew
kind of
something happened.
milestone.
So you guys will have everything ready to present in August.
Yes,
You, around what time in August?
mid-August.
Mid-August.
We have budget season, to the chair, we have budget season in August, and I'm on Ways and Means. So we have a lot of meetings, and we also have meetings throughout the community, and we don't have that schedule. Depending on when we get the budget, if administration is hearing us, that schedule will be set probably we might have to move the meeting. We should set the meeting for this one, but it might have to get moved depending on where commissions is.
What about September?
We can't do that because don't we have, or September might work? Because when do we need to sign by?
By the end of September. So we have
Okay.
had the half-year
I-
meeting.
I think September would be, sorry, Julie, to interrupt
That's okay.
you. Either end of August.
And that
Oh, wait,
date also
September.
changed because we could be in budget season during that time too. So
Yes.
we could set it, and if we need to reschedule or try and work things around on the commission, we can definitely do so.
September 1st? That's the first Tuesday?
So we have historically, since I've been here, still been in budget season around that time, but we can set it. I'm just forewarning that there could be some moving around. And then we also have our regular committee meetings and full board meetings during that time. So
Let's set
let's
the
pick
first,
something.
let's
and-
shoot the first.
Tuesday the 1st,
Absolutely.
night, what time?
10? The 10th,
10th of September?
negative, September the 1st at 10 a.m. Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
I can do it.
What is September the what?
First at 10 a.m. Ooh, this is painful.
Almost tax time.
We're saying 10.
At least we're gonna be finished with it. Yep, we need our December meeting. October, can we look at the 8th I'm sorry, the 8th or the 1st?
Of December?
Yes,
1 second.
Not the 8th,
let's look at the 1st.
The first,
not the 1st either.
not the first.
We have full board on the 1st and we have committees on the 8th. unless we went later in the day.
They're in here. I just didn't see them.
So
They're-
Are you saying the eighth?
No, we're not saying anything yet.
They don't want us.
In
they wanna
addition-
keep it on Monday. It's gonna be Tuesday, it's gonna be Tuesday.
It does. I don't have any, I mean, I have strategy, but that's,
I know.
I just, I don't know what to say.
Yes, Mondays.
Wednesday,
Judas
would-
Factor.
What about the
Isn't
be the
15th?
first,
Celebrate Christmas.
Is it Judas Factor?
What about
Wednesday the first or the two, or Wednesday the second? Which one do you want to say?
The fifth, it looks like we're getting into,
I just like to say,
Try to throw a Monday in there.
no, if Mondays work best for the group on December, I can concede a
can we do Tuesdays at noon instead of 9 a.m.? That's the only thing because we have the Oakland County meetings and those. If Tuesday is the day that the commission, the Arts Authority would like to do, instead of 9 a.m., can we do noon on Tuesdays? So that would prevent us for any conflict.
Same day, though.
But we don't know because, but if we're gonna go into this cadence for the future, you know, we're gonna have to be, it's gonna be a little bit more complicated because Oakland County meets that day too, so there are less days possible. But if we change the hour, the time of the meeting, then it's okay.
So they haven't set their meetings for the year yet?
They have. I'm just talking about the future, that now it would work September 1st, and I think, what is the other day? December
December 1st.
1st?
Uh,
That looks like. I mean,
We cannot do December 1st and we cannot do December 8th. So we're in December right now and we're trying, or early or end of November. But that's also Thanksgiving time, trying to pick a date. So is that what I'm hearing? We're in December trying to pick a date
Yes.
right now? Okay, so we cannot do the 1st or the 8th. So,
17th.
that Thursday.
We cannot. do
no,
the
we
17th.
cannot do
Oh,
this. We
we
What
can't
about,
do,
what about the 15th?
We're available on the 15th.
the 15th.
We're good for the 15th.
Of December.
Good work.
Commission.
Yes, yes.
And what time?
Could we do these meetings at noon?
Yeah, I have no problem with doing.
So
Besides,
right now, we're gonna set this for Tuesday at noon, try to stick with that. Is
Yes.
that what we're doing? Okay, yep, we're good. Yep, okay.
Noon.
We're in, you want to know what month we're in right now or the?
December, so
We're in December.
All day.
December,
Right.
December the 15th at noon. So all of our meetings will be at noon.
At noon,
Yes.
okay.
Except those that are.
Except for the September 1st meeting.
Okay,
we have
let's
scheduled.
discuss that.
So
And those aren't meetings. Oh, those are dates.
Okay,
Oh,
got it.
wait.
I think I have it.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I just want to go over the dates that we've discussed.
We're ready.
So for the special meeting, we
Yeah.
have Wednesday, April 29th at noon.
Wednesday, April 29th.
Then we have September 1st at 10 a.m.
They're all noon.
Okay, thank you. And we have December 15th at noon.
Does that work for the body? That works for everybody? It's fine. We get through it.
If it doesn't, we always have student's absence, that is still an option.
Yes. As long as we have a quorum, we're fine. Okay, so we have our calendar.
So I just wanted to make a
December
note
date.
for the December 15th date, we
What's
may
the
have
December
committee
date?
meetings that day. So just as soon as we find out what we're gonna do for the end of the year in commission, we may have to move that date. So just keep that in mind. We'll set it for today.
Yeah, it's not that I would have an excused absence. We could not have a meeting without clerks or people. So if commission has to change the schedule in December, then we'll have to fluctuate.
Well, we'll be able to, I'll be able to let you guys know way in advance.
Way in
that
advance.
that'll be happening.
And just for the record, I mean, let's just, how about this? Like, let's double up like NASA. If that is an issue, do we want to put a contingency date on the calendar now? No, we're gonna just, okay, fine. We have our schedule, we have our calendar. I do want to take some time, currently acknowledge the transition of Miss Betty. I know Miss Betty is I'm a newbie to this commission, but just knowing her body of work, not just with this authority, but through communities as a whole, just a amazing woman, especially, in a time where women aren't celebrated like they should be. So I'm making sure that this authority, which I know a lot of us has went to her service and everything, that how deeply grateful this authority in this county and this state and us as people is grateful to have her for her service. I know an amazing quote from the great Muhammad Ali: "As a service to others is the rent we pay for our time on this planet." And she served her time, and an amazing, amazing woman. I just want to make sure we acknowledge that. Anything else before we get into any public comments?
Chair,
Yes.
since I have all of you here, I'd like to thank each of you for your continued participation on Liver Noise for Jazz on Avenue. That's my commercial. I use that a lot. About you're going to be there and you show up and a lot of the kids are excited about it. And we appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep, it's a great event. Thanks for connecting us to it.
District 2. Anything else? Do we have any public comments?
There are no hands on Zoom and there were no emails received.
Get these meetings out more efficient through TikTok or something so we can get participation. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Oh, I'm sorry. Madam? No comments from the audience? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. See you guys in a few. Thank you.
How is the relationship with the librarians coming along? Our team with the library that's a great group. Are you doing something with the librarians from the other counties? Okay.